Welcome to PMPA's Final Cut of the Week, where we share important information you may have missed while you were making essential parts. I'm Joe Jackson.
And I'm David Wynn, and this is what you need to know for the week ending April 19th, 2024. Robotics is on the brink of new breakthroughs as technology is getting cheaper. The components to build and utilize robotics are more prevalent in the marketplace. AI is making robotics easier to use and more capable. Simulation technology is allowing robots to learn tasks virtually before tackling it in the real world. Our take: technology is allowing automation to do tasks that were only a dream 5 years ago. Start asking questions as capabilities of robotics are growing and your next need may be more attainable than ever.
Industrial production rose 0.4% in March, but declined at an annual rate of 1.8% in the first quarter. Manufacturing output increased 0.5% in March, boosted in part by a gain of 3.1% in motor vehicles and parts. Factory output, excluding motor vehicles and parts, moved up 0.3%. The indexes for durable manufacturing and non-durable manufacturing moved up 0.3% and 0.7% in March, respectively. Industrial production remains unchanged compared to the year earlier level at 102.7% of its 2017 average.
Capacity utilization for broad industry moved up to 78.4% in March, a rate that is 1.2 percentage points below its long-run 1972 to 2023 average. Capacity utilization for manufacturing moved up 0.3 percentage points in March to 77.4%, a rate that is 0.8 percentage point below its long-run average. The March data for industrial production as a whole and for both durable and non-durable manufacturing continued to show positive trend. We look forward to our next PMPA Business Trends report to confirm that our shops are participating in this positivity.
As deepfakes become more mainstream, the threat to business is becoming greater. The technology is now being used by bad actors to pose as real companies. A PMPA member company has recently received a false quote request from a legitimate buyer at a legitimate company. The request included prints, specifications, and quantity details. It was a fake request from a hacked account and got caught early. Be on the lookout for bad actors sending you false requests.
U.S. machine tool orders increased 2.1% over January. Orders are down 16.9% year-to-date over 2023, with contract manufacturers, the largest purchaser of machine tools, reducing new orders. There have been a lot of new machine tools purchased in the last few years. Higher interest rates are most likely weighing on new purchases, as well as economic uncertainty.
On this week's Speaking of Precision podcast, Miles Freed, Carly Kistler-Miller, and David Wynn talk about why delegation is key to leadership and how it can positively impact our performers. This podcast and our Speaking of Suppliers podcast can be found on all major podcast platforms or on PMPA.org.
In cold work steels, failures can be broadly nucleated by localized defects such as seams, pipe, and exogenous inclusions. The second are those which result from exceeding the strength of the material itself. To learn more about central bursts and chevroning in cold-drawn extruded steels, go to PMPA.org's Knowledge Centers or Final Cut of the Week.
Take on what you needed to know for the week ending April 18th, 2024. For additional information and links about any of the topics discussed today, go to PMPA.org and click on Final Cut of the Week.
Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next Friday.
And quality details.
Pipe, exogenous inclusion.
But be on the lookout.
We're gonna do that story again because I was busy thinking. Okay.
Winning.
Yep. Robotics easier to. Hi. What are you doing, Kiki?